Tonight I asked on Twitter if anybody had anything for me to blog about, and I haven't received anything back yet from anybody. However, I did have a question already there, so I thought I would talk about that. How do you find the best way to deal with the loss of a friend? My friend of 10 years died yesterday, and she had just turned 18. In 2000, on September 1st of 2000, I lost my mother. She was the second of my parents to go. My father passed in 1989. I was setting up the cart at the Minnesota Renaissance Festival. It was a Friday. Next day we were performing. And actually that night there was a special dinner happening on site at the dinner hall, whatever. And often we never do anything like that, but that night with the Tortuga Twins were performing. It hit me pretty hard, and I kept it to myself. And I can only share what I did. I kept it to myself. Not because, I'm not completely sure why. I think it partly just, I didn't want it to be real. It was very personal. And I didn't really want to just share it with everybody and have their reactions and then have all the, oh, I'm so sorry's and all that kind of stuff happen. Because I knew I had to get through the next few days and so on and so on and so on. And eventually I told people it wasn't easy after that even. It stayed with me, and I talked to my friend Doug Konjolka, who was Miguel of Don Juan and Miguel. And he's just like, well, welcome to this awful fraternity of people and men who have lost both their parents. So there's an odd camaraderie there. I went on to, at the time I was not sober, so I went on to do what I do, or what I did, and dealt with it that way. And I kind of went a little bit off the deep end, but I realized it was just a stage I was going through. This is not something I advocate now. It's just something that happened, and I understood it, and when it happens in other people, I understand it. However, they deal with loss. Different people deal with loss in different ways. If you're asking why did this happen, it's not fair. No, it's not. Is there a reason for this? There can be. It's not always apparent. I personally don't believe that everything happens for a reason. I believe that everything can happen for a reason. But it's not always the case. It's not readily available to you all the time. As you can see, it's not an easy subject to talk about either. I mean, it's real, and people are not going to understand you. I had close friends come up to me and say, well, I just know how to deal with this. And I just wanted to smack them because it's not about you at all, which is also part of why I didn't want to share it. Or months later, well, it's been a few months, you should just get over it. This is a parent. This is a parental unit. And, I deal with it in my own way. So I guess what I want to say is that you're allowed to reel from the punch. You've been hit in the face. You're allowed to fall down and cry a little. You're allowed to have your pity party or whatever it is you're going to do. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt other people. But you're allowed this downtime. You're allowed to take a break, take a time out, do what you need to do. You're allowed. And if it continues for too long, you're going to have to get back up. You're going to have to suck it up and move on. Life carries on. Your bills will not wait for this. Your job will not wait for this. Your friends will not wait for this. you know. But right now, this is your time. Part of the healing process is the hurt. And it's going to be, it is like having something, like having a broken arm or a broken leg or something, where you try to get comfortable and you can't, and your body it's healing itself, but you definitely feel out of sorts. So, and the only thing that's going to help heal this kind of pain is time. There is no, well, if I do, there are things that you can do to help make it better. Keep busy. Oddly enough, keep busy. I'm so glad that I had something to do that night. My mom passed, and that weekend. It didn't feel like it was really helping the hurt at all, but it was. It got me through it. Kept me busy. So try to find a way to keep busy. Keep doing what you need to do. I remember watching the movie Oh God with George Burns and John Denver. God appears to John Denver right as he stepped out of the shower, and John Denver's all freaked out, and he goes, so George Burns says, well, what do you normally do? Normally I shave right now. He goes, well, shave. Or maybe he just suggested it. Because the act of doing something normal gets you through a weird process or a weird situation. You're going to go through this weird situation. You're going to feel at a loss. You're going to feel a lot of deep emotional pain, and it's a physical sensation. Try to do something normal. Try to do something you normally do. Just mindless work or a hobby or something like that. Try not to hurt yourself or hurt others to help get you through this. Reach out to other people. Eventually they're going to get sick of hearing it, or they're going to be worried because you don't talk about it enough, or whatever it is people do. And try to be patient with them, because they're going to say the wrong thing. Because they won't get it like you get it. They won't understand like you understand. I used to think I knew what it meant to have a death in the family, because I saw it on TV and I saw it in the movies. But it's not until you're cleaning out your parents' house and going through their stuff and going through the bank accounts that you realize, oh, this is the part I don't see on TV or the movies. It's not until you're initiated into that club doing those things that you get it. And suddenly you'll look at somebody else who's gone through a similar thing and you'll know, yeah, we know what it's like. It's not easy. You're allowed to reel from the punch. You're going to get through this. You're going to feel better. It doesn't feel like it now, but you will. And I'll have to applaud the Irish. They celebrate. They don't celebrate the death. They celebrate the life. They don't mourn the death. They celebrate the life that was there. And your friend had 18 years. Celebrate that. Be thankful you have those memories and that she was a close enough friend that you will remember her. And it will mean something. And maybe you can express it creatively. So that is my, 2-penny advice on this difficult time you're going through. You're going to get through this. I know you are. I believe in you. Welcome to my mortal